end of 2021. We have days left. So people may be scrambling to figure out what do you do at the end of the year? Like, what should I do with my money? What are my New Year's resolutions going to be? We're going to cover all those things today in a very condensed period of time. So if you want to share this live with anybody you know, do it now, and they will be able to catch all of the goodness we're about to provide to you. So happy holidays to everybody out there celebrating your various holidays. For everybody who is about to celebrate this new year, happy New Year's. For everybody who celebrates Old Year's Day, definitely want to recognize you all. Enjoy that celebration. So, Leon, it's been a wild ride, right? 2021.
Yeah, yeah. We thought after 2020, you couldn't get any different, worse, crazy. But 2021 was a slight continuation of the craziness from 2020. I mean, thank whomever above that. The pandemic settled down some, but it was still crazy. We're still on quasi lockdowns. It's spreading like crazy right now. We've learned to deal with it a little more, but it's still been a crazy 2021.
Yeah, and for those of you all who are thinking, okay, what's going to happen to the stock market? Is the bottom going to fall out? It didn't. And, again, we have a lot of people out there who are reading the headlines. There are a number of fear mongers just floating in the ecosystem, trying to scare people into becoming like just bank savings accounts, like stuck. And we have tried and 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 tried to convince all of you all to get out of the savings account. So going into the end of the year, Leon and I want to thank you for being with us. We also want to remind you, the market didn't go away in 2020. The market didn't just go away in 2019. The market didn't go away in 2021. So it is a high probability that the market will be here in 2022. And so we're going to give you a couple stats. We're going to have some fun today. So if you have any questions for us, please post it. This is one we definitely want to kind of go a little lighter, but please pay attention to what we're talking about, because it might even seem like we're bragging a little bit, and we're not bragging what's coming up. We're just presenting facts. So hopefully in 2022, some of you all can do things a little different. So if it feels like we're bragging, we're not. And hopefully you're part of what we're going to talk about when we do this session in 2022. You're part of what we're about to talk about. So let's kick it off. You all have been extremely supportive this whole year as it relates to sharing these messages, listening to our podcast, passing on information to your families, introducing us to your families, and we appreciate that. So we have to say that first and foremost. Now you'll keep seeing me looking down. I have some notes. On IG alone in the last 3 months, we've seen roughly a 73% increase in activity. And that is really people who are following us on the platform. And that's because you all have been putting information out, letting people know that we exist. They've been finding us. And because of that, the followers have went up. And the reason why that means a lot to Leon and I is because we can help more people. So the more individuals we have following us, it's not just about, we got our followers up. It's like, no, we really get to help some more people. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at Investing Education Academy. And spread the word, tell whomever you are. Now let's run down this list. From the people in our ecosystem who have chosen to listen to us that we are aware of, which means there are probably a lot of people that we aren't even aware of that add to this number. But we're talking about, we help people in our community make over $650,000 in 2021 that we're aware of. And this only accounts for about 13 people. And there are roughly 700, 1,000 plus in our ecosystem. So this is just
well over 1,000 in the ecosystem. That includes all social media, membership platform, kind of our family and friends. So well over 1,000. But again, that shows you if only 13 people is over $500,000. You can imagine what multiply that out by the may say 1,000 plus that we've interacted with it, engaged with, and helped. that number is probably substantially bigger. So that's a good number. That's a number to be proud of.
Yep. And again, those are just the people that told us this is how much they made, not how much is in their total accounts. Of those, like roughly 13 people, they made over 650,000 who've chosen to listen to some of the things Leon and I talk about. Then, for those of you all who have followed our stock picks, our stock picks are up roughly 45%, and Leon can give you a little bit more information for the year, and Leon can give you a little bit more information on that.
Yeah, so we do a every podcast like this, we do 2 stock picks. Well, I should say after we post our stock picks in our Facebook group, we post one there, and then we post two of our picks inside our membership platform. And we've been doing this for a year. We started it last year when we started IEA. So after every podcast, we do 2 picks. This year, the average return of our stock picks through this week is 45%. And now, to give you a point of reference, the general stock market right now is up about 30%. So we're beating the market by about 15%, which in the world of investing is massive. Now, again, as Brent said, not bragging. And what is that phrase, Brent? I'm not trying to impress you.
This from Les Brown. It's not. Yeah. It's from Les Brown.
Yeah.
We're not trying to impress you. We're trying to impress upon you the importance of taking your money, your investable dollars, out of savings accounts and traditional banking institutions or certificates, and putting it into an investment that appreciates much faster. For this situation, we're talking about the stock market.
Right. So the market in general right now is up about 30%. All of our stock picks on average, again, that's on average. Now, what that means is not every pick is a winner, right? We do 2 pick. What we do 2 times, we do 8 picks a month, and not all of them are winners, not at all. But the average return of all the stocks we picked is up 45%, and the stock market in general is up about 30%. So we're beating the market by about 15%, which again, inside the investment world, is huge. Anytime you beat the market by, say, 5%, you're considered doing really well. So we've had an exceptional year this year. Last year, we did even better. I don't have the number in front of me right now, but we did even better last year. And next year, we're hoping, again, we don't know what the market's going to do, but we're pretty confident that we'll again beat the market. By how much, we don't know yet, but we're confident in our philosophy.
All right. Then for those of you all who are IEA paid members, you can go into the www.ieamembers.com and actually see all the stock picks inside the platform. So they're all aggregated. You can go to one section and see all the stock picks for the year. Bonus. So for those of you all who have downloaded and listened to our podcast, we're talking about 72,000 unique downloads in a year. 72,000 unique downloads. That is all because of you all. We thank you so much for listening to the podcast. You can go to IEApodcast.com and listen to all of the sessions. You can go back and listen to it. Many people have time off, listen to it with your family. Just really spend some time with that information. And we've been able to complete over 85 podcasts up until this point. I didn't know it was that many, but yeah, that's kind of cool. So we're talking about we've done 85 podcasts up to this point. And for those of you all who've been part of our Panther group, which is our highest level, we invest together, we research private equity deals. We were able to recently purchase beachfront property in Ghana. That is awesome. So, being able to share that with you all has been an absolute pleasure. And we want to thank everybody who, took the risk, right? And went in and invested in that property with us. And one of the coolest things is the property is already appreciated over 25%. And, we're talking about having held it for less than like 4 months, and 25% appreciation in 4 months. It's kind of awesome. So do you have that?
Go ahead, real quick. Yeah. I was gonna say on the Panthers portion. Also, we got word, I believe last week, from one of the companies that we invested in with the Panthers. One of the private equity deals that we presented to the Panthers that a lot of us invested in. They've actually secured their ticker symbol on the NASDAQ. Now, they have not gone public yet, but their plan is to go public. So a lot of us that are in the Panthers, we're in early. We're in essentially like on the ground floor. Like I said, they've secured their ticker symbol on the NASDAQ, which means, of course, at some point they are going to go public. So it's kind of cool that we're going to be able to be part of a company that started well, not start from zero, but we got in the pre-IPO amount, and then we'll be able to see that appreciate over time. But again, yeah, one of the companies we invested in is the Panthers. Is looking to go public, and they secured their ticker symbol with the Nasdaq.
Yep, that was my number 2. So
sorry.
But it's really cool because that stuff is exciting. And with the Panthers, we've interviewed about 15 or so, about eight private equity deals, and it's amazing to see one of them possibly going public, and we get to be a part of that. So when everybody's like, "Oh, we're waiting to see what the IPO price is," so are we, but we're waiting for a much different reason than most. So, yes, if you always thought there's no way to get into those companies, it's not possible. It is, and we're close to doing it. Not done yet. So with the Panthers, let's talk about that a little bit. We are now up to about 13 members. So we only have 2 more slots before we actually shut down the Panthers platform for a couple months until we iron out some of the kinks, and then we go back online. And when it comes back online, for everybody who's been thinking about becoming an IEA Panther, you need to make the decision this month or next month, because with that only having 2 to 3 slots left, when we reopen it, it's going to be $10,000 per year. And most of the Panthers that are in it, I don't think anybody's leaving. So just understand, once that slot is closed, once we hit 15, we shut it down. It's $5,000 per person per year right now. When we open back up, it's going to be $10,000 per person per year. So if you are thinking about it, make a move. So cryptocurrency, and this is our Bulls group and in the IEA platform as a whole, we've been talking a lot about cryptocurrency recently. The numbers are just ridiculous. So I will, and normally I don't like to use percentages because it's hard to understand what percentages mean. But in this case, I think most people know. If you took the aggregate of most of the the Bulls, Panthers, and people inside of the IEA, this is a guesstimate. This is a guesstimate. So full disclosure, we're talking about over 320% rate of return in 2021. And I think that's low. So again, I think that's going to be on the low end. And that's with the market being down right now. So it's 12,000 plus investable cryptocurrencies out there. Now you have to add in tokens. You have people dropping coins. What's the difference between a token and a coin? What's going on with these non-fungible tokens? What's the NFT? What's the DOA? What's the SAP? I mean, it's so many terms out here, and people are just getting lost. And if you are not part of an organization or a group that is studying this on a regular basis, you could possibly hurt yourself, because the terms in these companies are changing by the second. What's staking? What's yield farming? Like, these are things I'm not even familiar with. If you aren't familiar with yield farming or staking right now, and you are a person who's conservative, you're missing the boat.
Big time. Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful boat. So it's just so much going on. We wanted to just let you all know, basically, we're really appreciative. And now the question is, what's new? What's happening in 2022? So in 2022, we have actually hired some staff. So we have staff on, payroll now to make ourselves more efficient, to be able to do more. We're going to be going live inside of our membership platform now. So I don't know when, how, but we will. Our members will see Leon and I popping up doing these mini cameos from time to time, which also we hope increases the activity inside the platform. Leon and I we're critiquing each other. We're what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, and we've listened to some of the comments from our members. They want more information about what we're doing directly when we invest. So we've put that into the platform. Our members want not only more information about what we're doing, they want alerts as to when we're doing it. So we are working on a system to do alerts. Text messaging. Again, members have asked if they can have immediate access to us, and we're allowing that for some of our members. All these things are because you all have asked us. Even these podcasts, you all have said, we want the picks. And at one point, Leon and I were thinking about not doing it, but you all were like, you want the picks. You like getting the picks. So we have continued on the picks. We will continue doing that as well. Again, when you look at our stock picks being up about 45%, they're important. So, I mean, with that being said, the website's being refreshed. Our membership platform is going to be tweaked a little bit. And you're going to probably see Leon engaging the community in a way that we just haven't done before, really focusing on return on investment and focusing on what is the value proposition for our members. And for those of you all who we've learned, you're not going to invest. And why you even listen to this podcast this long is probably because you just like listening to Leon and I. You have no intentions on investing on your own. We know you're out there. We know you exist. We are working on something that will help those that have no intentions on investing, but they want to beat what they're getting in a savings account. We're working on something that's going to help you all out. So stick with us. 2022 is going to bring a new, invigorated Investing Education Academy, lovingly known as IEA. So stay with us. Continue sharing the information with your family. And if you want us to talk to your group, be it family, church, anything else going in 2022, because we know a lot of you all will have your New Year's resolutions revolving around money, being smarter with your money, maybe making more money, putting your money to work, making your money an employee. We are going to make ourselves as available as possible to talk to your groups. So please let us know via DM. You can get in contact with Leon or myself, or if you're a member, you can just shoot us a message inside the membership platform. Leon, did I miss anything?
No, one last point is that so like we said that our podcast stock and crypto picks are up on average about 45%. Well, actually, stock, because I didn't have crypto in the numbers, so it's actually higher now. But our stock picks from the podcast are about 45%. Inside our membership platform, we have a bunch of series. So we have one that tracks stocks that do that have dividend increases and stock buybacks. And we have other ones that are surround particular ETFs, particular sectors, that we also do quote unquote picks for those too. And those are up. So those are only inside the platform, and those are up north of 60%. So our podcast picks are about 45%. Our I guess our members only or our members platform picks are up about 60% this year. So so I just want to put that out there as well, is that what we do out here in the public is one thing, but we go a lot deeper inside the actual membership platform, where we do a lot more research, and we have our picks are a lot more refined, I'll say. And it's kind of shown in the numbers that, again, inside the platform up 60%, here on the podcast up about 40%.
Yeah, and so with 45%, let me tell you all, some of you are like, what does it mean if your stock portfolio is up 45%? Like, why does that matter to me? If you can imagine however much money you had in your bank account or wherever you have the majority of your money, if you were to double it in 2 years, that's what's happening with our money. Roughly every 2 years is doubling. So if you have 500,000, you're talking about 2 years having $1 million. If you have 100,000, you're talking about in 2 years having 200,000. But let me tell you what happens if you're in the bank. If your money's in the bank right now, you're probably, if you have $100,000 in 1,300 years, you might have like 180,000, maybe. Right. So that's the difference, and that's a big difference. How many times can money double in your lifetime? For however old you are, think about that. Like, how many more years do you have for your money to double?
I was thinking about it like this for the year. So if you have $100,000 in an account, if you just went by our podcast picks, the ones we do here and inside Facebook, you've got $100,000. You now have $145,000 after 1 year, right? 45%. And then the next year, who knows? We have no idea what we're going to do next year as far as returns. But whatever. Yeah, of course. I mean, we believe we'll do well. We'll see. But now, if you take that, now you have $145,000. That then next year, say we do 20%. That's 20% of $145,000, which would take you up to like, I don't know, $170,000. So that's compounding interest. So I mean, just think about it like that. If you're like, oh, what's 45%? What does that really mean? We'll just take $100,000. Imagine going from $100,000 to $145,000 in 1 year. If you like Brent said, if you have that in the bank, you may, like you said, you may have $100,000 and you may have $100,080 after a year, maybe. And that's probably on the high side. Whereas if you done via the stock market, you'd be pushing $150,000. So these percentages are real. I mean, we're talking about real money. These percentages are not just in a vacuum. We're talking about actual return on our money that we're seeing, day in and day out, year in, year out, that our members are seeing, that some people that are not members that just follow us via these podcasts or on Facebook, they're seeing returns too, which we were happy to put out there because we're trying to spread this knowledge and spread this wealth amongst as many as we can. But again, if you're a member, you definitely see higher returns and higher engagement from us in the community.
And for those of you all who are reaching out to Leon and I and telling us what you want us to talk about in these podcasts, we're listening. So if right now you're thinking, I've always been confused about this, and if you guys can just explain it on one of these upcoming podcasts, we will. But if you never speak up, you'll never be heard. So it's on you to tell us what you want us to talk about, or we're going to pick the topics. And we hope we're picking topics that matter to you all, but only you know what really matters. And we are here to help. I mean, I can't imagine having a free resource and people didn't take advantage of it. But only thing we can do is be here. It's on you to want to change your life or continue, you might be doing great. You might be doing better than us. And I mean, that's fine. But it's also too, you can tell us what is working and we can tell everybody else what's working. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go into 2022. We want to be here for you. We want to help your money make money. Our money is our employees. Like we're both at the point now where our money is probably making more than what we're producing, like doing our work. And that is an amazing feeling. We want all of you all to have feelings. And if you reach out to us and it takes a little bit for us to get back to you, we are very busy. And so exercise patience. We're telling you we're here for you, but you need to be patient with us because we're trying to do everything we can. We can't be there for everybody. We're talking about people who this year alone, 13 people that we've helped have made over $650,000 in 2021. Like, what did your money do this year? Everybody who's listening to this is the last thing I'm going to say. Go to your bank, go online tonight, right now. Pull out your phone. Anybody who's willing to do this, please do this. Go to your savings account and check to see what the interest rate is on your savings account. Just figure it out. Just, call the 1-800 number tomorrow and ask, what is my interest rate on my certificate of deposit? And if you want to just have fun with it, ask them what the interest rate on your checking account is. So, we're going to keep saying it and hopefully it's going to sink into somebody. But yeah, that's all we can do. So for 2021, everybody, thank you so much for being there for Investing Education Academy. Thank you so much for, sending us encouragement. Thank you so much for sharing your stories of success because we do get those and we do appreciate those text messages, the emails. Leon and I share them. And, we're extremely happy. For those of you all who have brought us in to talk to your family, I don't think anything else could be more appreciated because if you trust us with your family, that's the most precious thing to you. So we just really salute all of you all who have brought us in to talk to your family members. And for those of you all who reached out to do something afterwards, just stick with us. We'll get it done. Leon, you want to say anything as we end 2021?
2021. Just, going into the new year with the whole New Year's resolution thing. I know we all have them. We all have our resolutions. I would ask everyone makes their top resolution to take action, right? Because we all say we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And we all know 2 months in, 3 months in, it's all good. And it may not be all good. You may say, okay, I'm going to get to it next month. I'm going to get to it next week. I'm going to get to it, in a couple months. And we never do it. My biggest pet peeve is when people don't take action, right? Brent and I know this for a fact. We have people that are paid members of IEA that have, as Brent said earlier, have never invested. And Brent and I have come to the realization, like you said earlier, some people just won't. But they'll entrust their money with us to an extent to help us guide them through it. So like Brent said, we're working on some things to help those people out. But the people that can take action, please take action. We did 45 to 60% this year. Last year, there was closer to like 70%. No idea what we'll do next year. The stock market, the last 3 years, has done more than 20% over the last 3 years. I want to say this is the first time that's happened in history, or it's very, very, very rare. So if you've not been in the market the last 3 years, you've missed at least minimum 20% return on your money the last 3 years, or 20% on average over the last 3 years. So just take action. That's my number one ask. Please take action on those goals that you set. One of them, hope is that you actually get your money into the market and get your investment dollars out of the savings account.
Okay, so David Kane said, "My money."
Dave,
let me. I guess I could show everybody this. He said, "My money did 600% in crypto, baby." And so, David, the reality is, Leon and I probably are hitting about that, but we average it out with everybody else, and it's almost one of those things. Like sometimes we don't say the percentages because people probably wouldn't believe us. And so I'm glad to show that you said it, and it's true. People, they're gonna catch up at some point. That this crypto.
And I'll say I know David Kane personally. David Kane talked to me, and I said this before. He's been on before. He talked to me about crypto a couple years ago. I laughed in his face like, ha ha ha. That's nothing big. He's been right. I mean, if I had listened to him 3-4 years ago, I would be a lot further along than I am now. So trust me, Dave knows what he's talking about when he's talking about crypto. So when he said he's done 600%, he's done 600%.
So everybody, if you want to know what 600% looks like, your money is doubling like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, something ridiculous. So catch up or get left behind. We will see you all in 2022. Well, we're going to put our picks today. Are we doing picks today, Leon, or are we waiting until January?
Let's do it. We'll put our picks. Yeah.
All right, so we will put our pick. One will be in our Facebook group. The other will be inside the membership platform. And for everybody who is an IEA member, in the paid group, we're going to see you on Saturday. And for everybody else, we wish you the best. Have a great day.